Alrighty folks, this is Barber's Auto Help again, and today we're going to be replacing a leaking oil pressure sending unit on an '01 Pontiac Bonneville 3.8 liter V6 Series 2. This thing lives just up underneath the power steering pump and just above the right hand side inner CV axle, or inner CV axle, the joint, excuse me. And I'm going to show you how to do that today, and enjoy. These here are the tools you're going to need to do this job. What I've got here is an oil pressure sending unit socket, and it's a little bit odd shaped there. It is a special socket. You need to get this socket to do the job, well, to do it right anyway. I think I got this one for about 12 or 14 bucks at the auto parts store. They're not that expensive. And of course, either a 1/2" drive ratchet or a 3/8 drive ratchet fitted with a step up to 1/2" drive, because the socket's a 1/2" drive. Alright, let's get into it. Alrighty, first thing you do is disconnect the electrical connector. Can be a little bit of a challenge. You see there's a lot of oil in there. We'll have to clean that out with some brake clean. Alright, take your socket, place your socket on the oil pressure sending unit. Be sure you got a catch pan up underneath, because it is going to leak a little bit of oil out. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. We're turning counterclockwise. Alrighty. Get it out the rest of the way by hand. Whoops, let me drop it. Anyway, if you look inside there, you'll see that there's some rubber inside there. You need to get that rubber out, and that rubber goes on the outside of this electrical connector here, and it makes a weather-tight fitting. And we'll be sure to get that out and place it back onto this connector here, so that we get that weather-tight fitting. Alrighty, we're going to take our new oil pressure sending unit and spin her in. Kind of got to do this by feel. It's not that bad though. Okay, once you got it in by hand, you can go ahead and tighten it up with your ratchet, your socket. Be sure to tighten it up according to the specification in your manual. Alright, don't be that way, get on here. Houston, we got a problem. Alright, take your new sending unit, find your hole, and go ahead and screw it on in. Now, I've discovered something different on this new oil pressure sending unit. It is the correct sending unit, however, it's a cheaper one. And I think whenever they machined it, they didn't quite make it the correct size. So I'm not using my my special oil pressure sending unit socket on it. I'm using an adjustable wrench. Now, when you put this back in, be sure to tighten it up to the manufacturer's specification as far as torque. That way you can assure that you don't have any leaks. Also, I'm sure you noticed that it's got that red stuff on the threads there. That's kind of like Teflon tape, except it's liquid Teflon tape, and that helps to keep it from leaking oil. So we're going to go ahead and tighten this up the rest of the way and reconnect it, and then we should be good to go. Alright, now we got it all tightened down. We're ready to go ahead and plug it back in. This is our plug. As you can see, I cleaned out the inside of it and the outside of it, and also got that seal out of the old unit. I'm sure you noticed whenever I was taking this off, but just in case you didn't, if you don't pull up this way on that tang, you're going to have a hard time getting it off of the oil pressure sending unit. So whenever you're pulling it off, pull up on that. That's like a little lock mechanism, and then you can pull it out. Just FYI. I guess that seal is a little bit swelled up. Work with it a little bit there. I should probably really replace that connector, but I'm cheap, and sometimes being cheap can get you in trouble. Just like you saw right there, I had to use a wrench on it, and then actually I had to use vice grips on it to finally get it tightened down. That's not the right way to get it tightened down to the correct manufacturer's specification, but it'll do in my case anyway. Don't do it that way on your car. So we're gonna start this thing up, and we're gonna make sure it's not leaking, and we're gonna call it done. All right, looks like we're fixed up. And something else I noticed once I've replaced my sending unit is my oil pressure gauge is actually reading correctly now. It used to be pegged out above 120. Now it's sitting right where it's supposed to be. And yes, I know my check engine light's on. We'll get to that some other time. Thank you for watching, guys.